Hey everyone, welcome back to day 2 of our advanced backend engineering course. So, in the previous video, we discussed the complete backend roadmap and the technologies we are going to learn throughout this playlist. So, today we are going to set up our backend development environment the way it's done in the real world production projects. So even you if you have already installed a Node.js on your system, don't skip this video because today I'm not just showing you how to install things. I'm explaining what actually they are and why we need them and how everything connects together. So by the end of this video, you will simply understand like how to install Node.js, what npm is, what is package.json, how to set up your TypeScript properly, okay, and many more. So let's get started. So before installing anything, let's first understand what Node.js actually is. Normally, JavaScript runs inside the browser. Okay. But browsers have some limitations. They cannot directly access your operating system. So they cannot, create backend servers or connect to databases or something like they also, cannot read or write files on your computer. So that is where Node.js comes in. Okay. So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime built on Google's V8 engine that allows JavaScript to run outside the browser. So this means JavaScript can now build APIs, create servers or something like, communicate with the databases or upload files and much more. So think of it like front-end JavaScript runs in the browser and backend JavaScript runs using the Node.js. Now let's install the Node.js. Okay. So first of all, visit the official Node.js website. So you can see this over here. Okay. So over here you can see the first one is the current version. Okay. And second one is the third one is the LTS. Okay. So we have to download this LTS version. Okay. Why? Because LTS, which stands for long-term support. Okay. So we need this, and if you are a Mac user, so make sure you are selecting your system. Okay, and always with the help of npm, or if you want to build your production with the pnpm, you can also try it. Okay, so for many beginners and production applications, always you have to always choose this LTS version, and it's actually very stable and supported for a longer period. So I have already installed on my Mac this Node.js, and so I will skip this installation process. So let me first open up my terminal and I will check my Node version. Okay. Okay, node hyphen v. Okay, it will check that the version of my node. So you can see over here. Okay, v 24.4.1. Okay, and then I will verify npm also. Okay, so if in your case both commands return version any kind of numbers, okay, then everything is installed successfully. Okay, the question is now, what is npm? So many beginners think npm is just a comment, but actually npm stands for a node package manager. Okay, think of npm as the app store or the play store for Node.js developers. So instead of writing everything from the scratch, developers install packages created by the dev community. For examples like Express.js, Mongoose, TypeScript, Redis, JWT, Cloudinary. Okay, and many more, and thousands of other libraries. So npm actually it helps us install, update, remove, and manage these packages easily. Okay, now let's create a backend project. Okay, so first of all, uh, I will open up this Visual Studio Code and drag and drop this folder over here, and I'm going to open it with the terminal, new terminal. Okay, so over here, uh, not here, I will create another folder. This is going to be Node.js. Okay, so I will open with integrated terminal. So open in integrated terminal. So over here, I will write npm, oops, npm init. Init is actually initialize. Okay, and hyphen y, and hyphen y means yes. Okay, so this hyphen y automatically accepts all the default values and creates our first project file. Okay, I will create type the enter. Okay, so you will now notice a file named over here, that is package.json. Okay, so this package.json is one of the most important files in every Node.js project. It stores all information related to your application. So let's quickly understand its important properties, that is name, version, description. Over here you can see this main, scripts, keywords, author, and license, and the type. Okay, so this is actually, so this name is the project name. Okay, what is this version? Version is the current application version. Description is the information about your project. Then the main, the application's entry point. Scripts, where you can execute your comments is, very easily. Then the dependencies and the packages, dev dependencies, that it the packages used only during the development. Okay, so whenever we install packages, npm automatically updates this file. Okay, so that is why package.json is often called the heart of a Node.js project. Okay, since we are building a production ready backend, so we will use a TypeScript instead of plain JavaScript. Okay, so for that I will simply type over here, that is npm install, that is I, then hyphen d, and I will say type script. Okay, so this hyphen d, okay, this flag, it is called a flag. Okay, so it means we are installing it as a development dependency. Okay, because TypeScript is only needed while developing the project. Okay, then we will install this npm I hyphen d, and I will say at the rate types slash or node. Okay, so you might wonder why we need this. So TypeScript doesn't automatically know about Node.js modules like fs, path, http, process, os, crypto, and many more things. Okay, so this at the rate types slash node package, actually this is a package, so it provides TypeScript with all the necessary type information, so that we can get autocomplete. Okay, like the type checking and better development experience inside our this VS Code. Okay, now let's generate the TypeScript configuration file. I will clear it first, then I will run npx tsc hyphen init. Okay, so over here you can see it creates a new file called this tsconfig.json. Okay, you can see over here. Okay, so this file actually controls how TypeScript compiles your project. Think of it as the instruction manual for the TypeScript compiler. Okay, now I will leave it as it is. Okay, so let's understand what this actually means. The first one is the target. Okay, sorry, the module. Over here you can see this. So it actually tells Node.js that which module system we are going to use. Okay, and then the target, over here you can see this. So it specifies that which JavaScript version TypeScript should generate. Then the you can see the uh, types over here. Okay, we don't need this for now. Okay, let me first remove all of this, and I will simply write something over here. You can copy paste all of this, and I will tell each and everything step by step. Now let's understand what these options actually mean. As I have mentioned, what is target and the module, this target actually specifies which JavaScript version the TypeScript should generate. Okay, and the module tells like Node.js which module system we are going to use. Then this root directory, okay, it like the our source code will stay inside the source folder, and the out directory or the out dir, that is our the compiled JavaScript files will be generated inside the dist folder. Okay, then the strict. Okay, strict enables strict type of checking, and it catches bugs earlier. Okay, then the es module inter op. So it actually allows better compatibility with common JS packages. Okay, and the finally the skip lib check, it makes compilation faster by skipping unnecessary library type checking. Okay, now let's organize our project properly. So create a folder over here. Okay, called uh, src or the source. Okay, and inside it I will create a file called index.ts. Okay, I will create a file and give it a name index.ts. So your uh, folder structure should now look like this. So this is my folder Node.js. Over here you can see this node modules, the source folder, package lock .json, package.json, and the config TypeScript config file. Okay, so inside this index.ts I will simply say oops log console.log, and I will say hello backend. Okay, so normally TypeScript first compiles your the code into the JavaScript, okay, using the TypeScript compiler before you can run it. But during development that's not very convenient. Instead we will actually use a modern package called tsx. Okay, so let me install this first. Npm install I hyphen d, and I will say tsx. Okay, so tsx actually allows us to run TypeScript files directly without manually compiling every time. Okay, so it also you can say it watches for file changes and automatically restarts our application. Okay, okay, it is successfully installed. Now let's open our package.json, and over here you can see the scripts. Okay, so update the scripts section. I will say dev then I will say tsx watch. Okay, then I will mention the path source slash index.ts. Okay, over here. So instead of typing a long comment every time, we can now simply run this like let me clear this, npm run dev. Okay, so this starts our backend in development mode. Whenever we save a file, tsx automatically reloads the application. Okay, you can see this over here, hello backend. Okay, so if everything is configured correctly, you will see over here this hello backend. So congratulations, you have successfully created your first production ready Node.js and TypeScript project. So your project structure should now look like this. Okay, so this is the same kind of project structure you will find in many modern Node.js applications. So today we learned that what Node.js actually is, how to install Node.js, what npm does, how package.json works, what scripts are, how to initialize a project, how to install TypeScript, why we use @type/node, then how to configure tsconfig file, and how to organize a production ready project, and how to use tsx for development. So in the next video, we will begin exploring Node.js fundamentals and internals. So where you will learn what happens behind the scenes when your Node.js application runs. So don't miss the next lesson. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coding.